These are Well Rested and the 7 Wonders of Goiky. That's right, I'm back with another double feature object show vlog, but this one is very special. Not only I'm going to do a vlog for Battle for Dream Island Power 2, but another Battle for Dream Island season we thought it would never happen in like a million years. Battle for Dream Island again. And oh boy, I have so much to say about Battle for Dream Island Episode 6, but I'm gonna save that for last because I have so much to talk about. So let's get to TPOT. Oh, I almost forgot, there's still gonna be elimination spoilers for both these episodes. Last episode, the S and Deadpack Gang were up for elimination because they served a bowl full of vomit cereal and a live fish that ate them alive. If they got the most votes to stay in the game, they get to go inside this pit that teammates made last episode. Yeah, that is possibly the worst cake that 2 has ever come up with. The S got the lowest score, so they get to do cake and steak first. Yellowface is the first one saved thanks to his advertising powers. Rocky, although it was his vomit that he put inside the cereal, people were still fascinated with his idea for the cereal, so he got the second most votes. Ice Cube got the third most votes since she finally got some new lines that aren't recycled from her previous episodes. Winter has proved to be very handy with their armor there, so they got the 4th most votes. So now it's down to Bottle and Clock. Bottle is in the bottom 2 because she spent most of the episode trapped inside the pit, and she barely did anything to help her team. Clock, on the other hand, his situation was much worse. Although it was Rocky's vomit that causes them the game, Clock exposes the truth in front of 2 without them actually noticing. And come to think of it, this is not the first ever epic fail that Clock ever went through on TPOT. In TPOT 3, he actually forced Winner to be on stage without their consent or the rest of the team. And he seems to be more distant from Winner than usual. You'd think the viewers might be interested in some sort of Winner or Clock are similar to Fiery and Leafy, but he barely talks to them, and it's too late to do anything about it because Clock ended up receiving the least votes. I knew from a matter of time that the past would come back to haunt Clock, but this time he wouldn't be so lucky this time. Which, unfortunately, it had to come down to Clock since he wasn't much of a value of the team. Even Bottle was more useful. However, there is still some good news from Clock. He isn't going to send him to the other eliminated contestants to who knows where. However, he is still out of the game, which means he's not going to get to his limitless power. Instead, he's going to be working at 4 and Exit's hotel until he makes amends with Winner. To me, I think this new direction towards the Winner and Clock arc is really nice, and I like how 2 shows an act of kindness of trying to help Clock make amends with Winner. They definitely show that they care about their contestants, and they want to make sure that Winner and Clock don't end on a sour note. And now it's Deadpack Again's turn, and because they lost 3 challenges already, and they've been focusing on too much on preventing death than actually finishing challenges, they have been considered the worst team in TPOT. Tree received the most votes out of everyone because everyone was so fascinated that he went through the challenge while being drugged with chocolate balls and the Are You OK team in his treehouse. Meanwhile, Marker received the second most votes thanks to his yoil dancing, while Black Hole uses his gravitational pull to prevent Marker's death from the fire. Which leads us to Lightning the Shocker and Fanny the Hater. Now, I did mention in the last Cake and Stay with Deadpack again that I wanted Fanny to go already because her hatred was so unhealthy. But as much as I wanted to see her go and get out of the game, I knew from the fact that Lightning would be the next one to leave. The reason why Lightning had the least votes than Fanny, and it wasn't even a close battle at all, is just that although Lightning wants to be a Deadpack Again member to prevent death, he seems to cause accidental deaths. He almost killed Marker by turning on the stove, and this is not the first time that Lightning almost caused a death. In the Funny Plant Challenge, he accidentally shocked the Funny Plant, which weakened its health. Because Lightning has been trying so hard on preventing death, people seem to question if he is Deadpack Again material. He got so upset that his team keeps on losing and that he got eliminated next, he threw a massive temper tantrum by shocking 7 landmarks of the Goiky world. But before 2 claps him away, he tells Fanny that she needs to keep Deadpack Again alive and make sure they don't lose another challenge. And that's where the 7 contest comes in. The team's job is to fix one of the landmarks that Lightning electrocuted. The first 5 teams to fix their assigned landmarks wins immunity. The strongest team on Earth will fix the bathroom rooftop on top of the hotel. Deadpack Again will repair the world's largest oven. The Are You OK team will seal the volcano. Team H will rebalance the balance beam. The yes will make the moon full again, just not will refurbish Two's roller coaster, while Teardrop refills the Goiky Canal. So I thought the challenge in general was just okay. It reminded me too much of the Funny Plant challenge where each team was given an assigned location. Even the progress on fixing these landmarks took longer than expected. The only competitive nature within the challenge that I really got into is with Just Not's team, is because Price had an interesting idea that if they trade one object to something else and trade that object to another and so on and so forth, they keep trading a value until they find the right piece to fix the roller coaster, and that is an interesting idea. I also like the scene with the S team going inside Yellowface's ad where everyone is badly drawn while they're trying to find the moon kit to fix the moon. Also, I never knew Teardrop had the ability to turn into a Cloudy. The only team in the challenge that I didn't care much is with Team 8 is because Goiky keeps Goofy Knob in the balance beam and seems to be distracted. While the challenge in the episode was a bit underwhelming, what really got me into this episode is with the social game, specifically with Clock and Winner, Puffball and Golf Ball, and Basketball and Robot Flower. I like how at the end of the episode where Basketball looked down on Clock trying to apologize to Winner, and that seems to be interesting because I wonder how this will go now that Basketball knows what is going on. In fact, Clock is not the only one that's going through a friendship dilemma. Basketball accidentally turned Robot Flower into a rotten flower. You see, the strongest team of Earth members except Basketball didn't care much for Robot Flower with the Splinter, the Fish Monster, and being electrocuted by Teardrop. Robot Flower felt unappreciated and she asked Basketball to download some data about Flower from seasons 1 and 4. But during the process, they were only able to download season 1, which changed Robot Flower's personality into Rotten Flower from season 1. You know, all that kicking and out my way, I need my space! That's the flower that Robot Flower turned into. On top of that, you actually sympathize for both of them. I actually like Robot Flower as Robot Flower. I didn't want her to turn into Flower or anything. And I'm hoping in the last episode that Basketball will be able to change her back. As for Golf Ball and Puffball, it's actually really nice that they actually team up for once, since the Are You OK team tells them to sit this one out. But this time, they're actually going to sabotage the rest of the team, similar how Puffball and Fries tried to do with the Fish Monster Challenge. Yet with Golf Ball's intelligence and Puffball's leap of faith, their teamwork does succeed very well. And going back to Deathpack again, Fanny finally seemed to be helpful for once, where this time she decided to not prevent any more deaths for the team, instead actually win the challenge for once. Because for whatever reason, Black Hole, Marker, and Tree decided they should destroy the world's biggest oven instead of fixing it, because it's hot. That death prevention plan makes no other sense. In fact, they're not even inside the oven, they're in the desert where it's supposed to be hot. Even Fanny gives out a very good explanation that they can't keep on preventing death, because if they keep on preventing death, they'll keep losing challenges and eliminate them one by one until there's no one left, and the deaths will occur without Deathpack again helping anyone. I know Black Hole is really upset with this idea on letting death happen, and he doesn't want to hurt anyone, but Fanny doesn't want to lose another challenge because she knows she's going to be eliminated next because she not wants made it to the top 3 like Tree, Marker, and Black Hole. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of tension in Deathpack again, and won't ever be the same again. So now that we discussed TPOT 7, it's time for the one season that everybody's been talking about, Battle for Dream Island again. And before I talk about episode 6, I'm going to share my thoughts on what did I think about for Dream Island again. It was okay. I like the cast, both old and new. The animation was really nice and well updated. It's just that I wasn't a fan of the like and dislike voting system, and I thought episode 5 was way too long to finish. Now, the reason why Battle for Dream Island again only completed 5 episodes was because there was some monetization issues happening on the Jack and Jellify YouTube channel. Back in 2014, for some strange reason, the Google feature AdSense was disabled, and without that feature, the Jack and Jellify YouTube channel was unable to monetize any money whatsoever. Even though the creators of Battle for Dream Island really want to continue BFDIA for everyone, it's just that Battle for Dream Island is what they do for a living, and without the monetization, they were unable to finish it. It wouldn't be until 2016 when the AdSense was finally reinstated, but this time, instead of Season 2 continuing, they would jump to Season 3, which is Welcome Back. So instead of creating BFDIA 6, the best they could do is just move forward with a 4th season of Battle for BFDI and another season, The Power 2. But strangely enough, recently on the home channel's community post, there was an image of Yule City that something was coming in September. A lot of fans speculated that they were going to continue Season 3 with the 2nd episode where they're going to reveal who's going to escape the tiny loser chamber and be part of the IDFB team. But it turned out to be much better than anyone was expecting because a miracle was created that they decided to create Battle for Dream Island Again 6 well rested. And it has been confirmed that the creators of BFDI are going to continue Season 2, and there's actually proof of it. At the end of the episode, there is a deadline for the like and dislike voting system, and on the Season 2 compilation video, they add in an A after the 2, which means there's going to be more volumes of Season 2 later. And it has been confirmed for the time being that they will make episodes for Battle for Dream Island Again and The Power 2 simultaneously. But for now, let me share you my thoughts on Episode 6 Well Rested. And let me tell you, this is possibly my favorite episode of Battle for Dream Island Again. It's even better than the first 5 episodes. So just to recap, on BFDIA 5, the contestants were split into 3 teams. Team No Name, Woe Bunch, and Free Smart. Team No Name were up for elimination because they were the last team to climb the top of Yoil Mountain. And I don't need to explain why the others on Team No Name are safe. Puffball was eliminated because she threw the challenge on purpose. She thought if they would be up for elimination, she would receive the most likes. Whoever has the most likes will receive a prize. But it turns out she didn't. It was actually Fiery who received a prize, which is a meteor shield that he used to protect himself from Puffball. And due to Puffball pulling that stunt in the last episode, Puffball was eliminated and sent to the tiny loser chamber inside the locker of losers. This leads us to the final 17 contestants of Battle for Dream Island Again, with Team No Name consisting of Golf Ball, Tennis Ball, Fries, Gelatin, and Fries, Free Smart with Book, Ice Cube, Pencil, and Ruby, and finally Woe Bunch consisting of Pin, Coiny, Needle, Yellowface, Nickel, Bomby, Spongy, and their newest member Rocky, because in the BFDIA rules, any member can switch any team at any time, and Rocky chose to join Woe Bunch. Team No Name tried to stop Rocky, but it didn't work. But I gotta say, Fiery and Gelatin make great cheerleaders. So for the 6th contest, the 3 teams must find a cozy place to live in inside Yoil City. The first 2 teams to have all their members to have a good night's sleep wins immunity. The last team to do so will be up for elimination. And as always, unlike Season 1, 4, and 5, they are still sticking with the like and dislike voting system for the losing team. Whoever has the most like will receive a special prize that will either help them or change the game. The contestant with the most dislikes will be eliminated. The reason why Battle for Dream Island Again 6 was the best episode I ever seen was because it actually had a much proper structure on completing the challenge. With the beginning of people getting adjusted with their new life at Yoil City as new residents, a middle where they're trying to find a place to live in, and an end on how everyone's gonna fall asleep and win the challenge. The animation is really impressive, just like the other episodes in Season 2. Plus, we actually explore more of Yoil City that we never got a chance to do so, with new locations like the spaceship store and the evil hotel. There was even some good 3D animation on Rocky nodding and with the crummy room inside the hotel. But my favorite animation moment is with the fight scene on top of the humidifier against Free Smart and Team Woe Bunch, and I also like the evil hotel scene with Evil Leafy, which explained how she went from the forest to Yoil City. And that's what's great about this episode. It does answer some questions that we had back in the Season 3 premiere, like what sort of prize that Fiery received, and how did Evil Leafy got to Yoil City. However, not all questions have been answered. Not yet anyway. They're gonna save them for the next episode. They're going to explain how did Bubble escape the tiny loser chamber, why was Fiery trapped inside a cage, what happened to Gullball's first visit to the Science Museum, and most importantly, what are they going to do with the top 17 contestant that loses the game? Are they going to send them to the tiny loser chamber like always, or they're going to send them to a new elimination location? And it does seem at the end of the episode, it will cut to Ruby doing some video diaries while she forgot to take the lens cap off the camera. So while Battle for Dream Island The Power 2 Episode 7 was neat, Battle for Dream Island Again Episode 6 was absolutely amazing. And I can't wait to see more episodes of BFDIA. but there are still some unanswered questions that we have yet to discover for both of these seasons. Who will be eliminated 6th on Battle for Dream Island again, and who will become the Season 2 winner? Will Clock ever make amends with Winner? Will Basketball ever fix Robot Flower? And will the Exegers find a way to escape Force Head? We're just gonna have to wait a bit longer for the next episode of Battle for Dream Island, The Power of 2, and Battle for Dream Island again. I'm Matt Harry Patrick, and remember, keep those neck muscles extended!